Finally, the third trailer of Resident Evil 4 Remake was released on Sony's State of Play, and everything in this trailer was wonderful and unique from the beginning to the end. This game has really gone beyond its original version, and it is likely that it will be a revolution like its original version. We have nothing but respect and expectation for this game because it is exactly similar to its original version, and also the story of the game has been expanded and the presence of characters like Louis, Ashley and other characters has become much more prominent. The castle part was unveiled in this trailer, and a short part of the island and the Krauser, which everyone was waiting for Capcom to release something from. And finally Capcom unveiled the Krauser in this trailer. Without further ado, let's go to the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are interested in Resident Evil content. In the first scene, we hear Sadler speaking in a holy place where he says, "We are all connected to one body." At the same time, we see a bloody body with lost plagas on the head outside, and the floor is full of blood, which shows that it is a sacred place for the Los Illuminados cult. Next, we see Leon in a humid place with a flashlight. This is the same place where Leon stands on Salazar's trap and falls into a dark black hole. The next scene shows a new enemy in the castle, as if a large Las Plagas is attached to him from the top of his head to the back of his back, and he has a very high speed compared to the other Ganados of the castle. Christ! I think this new enemy will be very scary and challenging. So far, every new enemy we've seen from the game has been very well designed, and it's clear that a lot of time has been spent on these new enemies. Of course, I should also say that apart from the new enemies that we have seen in the release trailers and gameplays, there are other new enemies that we still don't know what they look like, and to know this, we have to wait until the release of Resident Evil 4 Remake. Next, we see a strange scene where Sadler, Leon and Ashley are in a strange place where Ashley is sleeping on a boulder, and it is clear that Leon and Ashley's Lost Plagas have been activated and Sadler has taken control of them. There are two new characters who are most likely Sadler's servants in this picture, and Sadler keeps saying in Leon's ear, "You must accept our gift," as Ashley did. Here it is revealed that Ashley was infected earlier than Leon, and Sadler's face is seen here for the first time, much changed. In the next episode, we see Ashley stabbing Leon, and if we look closely at his face, we can see that he is infected with Plaga and threatens Leon, and says something to Leon that is more sarcastic.
Temperance, child!
In the next scene, it shows the castle elevator, which is similar to the original game, and the castle Ganados, which look different from each other. In the same part of the castle elevator, Salazar's voice is heard saying, "I have entertainment for you." And Leon tells him in a sarcastic tone, "Entertainment?" The next scene is again the castle and also the Ganados of the castle where Leon is able to avoid the plague attack of the Ganados. This sitting mechanic has been used a lot in the remake. Next we see the area outside the castle and the part before entering the main castle where explosive balls are thrown at Leon Ashley, and here it is very similar to the original version. The next interesting part of Luis's survival in the game is that he accompanies us and helps us in most of the castle locations as well as in the mining section. The fact that Luis survives more than before and accompanies us in most places is very good because in the original version his role was very weak, and we only saw him in the village, and he only in the cabin and the castle that was soon revealed by Sadler is killed. But in the reconstructed version, the story and companionship of Louis with Leon is very prominent, and this makes the death of Louis and his revenge on Sadler by Leon much earlier, and the companionship of Luis with Leon creates a sense of intimacy between them. Apart from accompanying two El Giants, Luis is with us in the mining part of the game as well as fighting the Bella sisters. Next, we see the Krauser everyone has been waiting for. Krauser's face as well as his voice have been completely changed, and the knife fight with Krauser is completely similar to the original version, and you have to fight with Krauser with the knife counter-attack mechanic. The knife fight between Leon and Krauser is cinematic, and like most games these days, the gameplay is perfect. Next, we see the castle section again and Leon's fight with the castle Ganados. Here is Leon from a new weapon that, in the previous information, it was said that he uses a bow, similar to Ida Wong's bow and arrow, which we could buy from the merchant in the separate ways section, and we could only use that weapon in the gameplay section of Ida Wong, but in the remake version, this weapon is also included in the game. The original has been added and Leon can also use this explosive bow arrow. The next part is the playable part with Ashley inside the castle, where the atmosphere is more scary than the original version, and the gameplay of Ashley's part is probably wider than before. The next part is the part where Ashley has to turn the two levers to open the way for you, and in the meantime, you have to be careful so that the Ganados don't reach Ashley and they don't cut her. they made space more scary. Most of the parts of the castle are scary and foggy, and you have to search in dark and scary spaces and fight with the enemies of this part, which is much better than the original version. One of the coolest parts of this trailer was the part where Luis said in Spanish, "Let's go to save the princess," that is, Ashley. Leon takes the weapon from Luis and makes fun of him.
Then come, Sancho Panza! Let us rescue the Princess Dulcinea!
You're gonna hurt yourself.
The part of the island that we haven't seen anything about is shown in this trailer, and it still has action like the original version, and Mike, the helicopter pilot who helps us on the island, is also shown, which I talked about in the previous video, that the developers they said that the character of Mike the helicopter pilot will help us more in the remake version and his role is more colorful than before. Another noteworthy point that can be seen in the island section is the presence of a rifle in Leon's hand, which is the second new weapon in the game, which can be very effective in the action section of the island. The next part that has changed, but it is the same as the previous version, is the mine train rail, where together with Luis, we have to fight with the ganados of the mine. Also, while moving, we have to use explosives to kill the ganados in the mine. In the wagons where the ganados are inside, there are 2 ganados who are holding a bow and arrow, and in the next wagon there is Dr. Salvador. Probably if he gets close to our wagon, we will be done. In this scene, we also see the violent and scary Garador, which is likely to be much more violent than the original version, and also harder to kill, as well as the knife fight between Leon and Krauser, which no longer has cutscenes and QT mechanics, and will only be gameplay. In the next scene, we see Leon affected by plagas and the giant insects of the castle, which were said to be removed from the game, but this is not the case. And then we see Leon carrying Ashley, who is completely infected with the parasite, and Leon himself, who is also affected by the parasite in many ways, and it can be recognized from his face that he is taking Ashley to the same laboratory where the regenerators are. They are there to destroy plagas through the device inside his body. Finally, the mercenary part of the game was confirmed, and the most important thing is the demo of the game, which will be released soon. If you want my opinion, I think the game demo will be released this week and you can try it. This was the review of the details and tips of the new Resident Evil 4 Remake trailer. I hope you liked it. What was your opinion about this trailer? Will Resident Evil 4 Remake become as popular as the original version or more and become a great revolution in the game industry? Or will it become just an ordinary game? You can write your comments in the comments. Thank you very much for being with me until the end of the video. Don't forget to like the video, and if you are interested in Resident Evil, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.